On the first day of the year, Jason woke up feeling uncertain. The previous year had been tough, and he wasn't sure what the new one would bring. As he stepped outside, he passed by an elderly woman sitting on a bench. She smiled at him warmly. Without thinking, he smiled back. The woman spoke softly, "A smile is the first step to a good day." Jason was taken aback but continued on his way, still thinking about her words. That night, he decided to make a simple resolution, to smile at everyone he met. It wasn't about pretending to be happy, it was about sharing what little joy he had. The next day, he smiled at his coworkers, at the barista, at strangers on the street. He was amazed by how many smiles he received in return. Slowly, he realized that by giving small bits of happiness, his own heart began to fill. The simplest gestures like a smile can start a ripple of happiness that transforms your year. On New Year's Eve, James planned to celebrate alone, tired of life's struggles. While walking home, he saw a little girl handing out small notes to strangers on the street. Curious, he took one. The note read, "Happiness grows when you share it." Confused but intrigued, James asked, "Why are you doing this?" The girl smiled and said, "Because making others happy makes me happy too." Something in her words struck a chord. Inspired, James decided to try her approach. He bought a bag of snacks and handed them out to the homeless in his neighborhood. Each thank you and smile warmed his heart. By the time midnight struck, James wasn't alone anymore. He was surrounded by people he'd helped, all sharing laughter and gratitude. For the first time in years, James felt truly happy. He realized happiness multiplies when shared, even through the smallest acts of kindness.
A poor woodcutter named Thomas lived in a small cottage by the forest. One day, while chopping down a tree, his axe slipped and fell into the river. Distraught, he sat by the bank, knowing he could not afford a new axe. Suddenly, a spirit appeared, holding a golden axe and offering it to Thomas. But Thomas refused, saying it wasn't his. The spirit then offered a silver axe, and Thomas again declined. Finally, the spirit brought forth his rusty iron axe, and Thomas gladly accepted. Impressed by his honesty, the spirit rewarded him with all three axes. This shows us honesty is always rewarded, even in difficult situations.
Liam always believed gifts should be practical. Every year, he gave friends and family things they needed, kitchen appliances, winter socks, and gift cards. But something always felt missing. One Christmas, his niece, Emma, handed him a small, red-wrapped box. Inside was a hand-painted wooden ornament shaped like a star. Confused, he asked, "Why this?" Emma smiled. "Because you light up our lives." That night, Liam hung the ornament on his tree. As he stared at it, memories of shared laughter and love flooded back. Gifts weren't about practicality. They were about connection. The next year, Liam changed. No socks or gadgets. Instead, he gave scrapbooks, handwritten letters, and tokens of shared memories. For the first time, he saw the true joy his gifts brought. Then he realized best gifts aren't things, they're feelings.